And I'd like to welcome everyone here to TV7 Sports. I am Adam Gore as we're bringing you action tonight from Fulton, Mississippi at Itawamba Community College, Harvard on the Big B, as you call it, my home away from home, as I'm an Indian myself here, as we're bringing you tonight's action. Itawamba AHS versus the Houston Hilltoppers. As we see, we have the meeting of the captains at midfield, so we should be in for a good ball game here. Coming to you from Fulton. Of course, Houston coming off the big homecoming win last week over South Pontoc. And I really haven't got much information on this Itawamba AHS team. We just know they're a really talented team this year. Of course, they have a lot of depth. You see a lot of people over there behind their bust-out banner, as well as on the field. As you take a look at some of Houston's band members, they're getting ready to run out of the field as soon as some of the players come out. While we're waiting here for the decisions between captains and officials, we'll give you a rundown of tonight's sponsors of the ball game. Union Planters Bank of Houston, Griffin Motors of Houston, Pollen Wholesale Furniture in Pollen, Bancorp South, Custom Auto Accessories, your automobile supply center, A&A Electrical Supply, Walter and Pat Archer are your owners. Quick Catch, you go by
Itawamba won the toss and will receive.
As you heard there, Itawamba won the toss and elected to receive it, so Houston will be kicking the football to start this game off here. We're directly behind or in front of the PA here at Itawamba Community College, so you probably hear him sometimes over me because it's pretty loud here behind us. You see Houston's getting ready to bust it out.
The Indians.
And the Indians are on their way, and now we'll get ready as here come the Hilltoppers. So I'd like to everyone to go by and thank the sponsors, also Bargain Warehouse, Rollins True Value, Grocery Pride, Springer Discount Home, Farm Bureau, 8 Air Carpets, and Tab Insurance. Agency of Houston. 8 Air Carpets at the East President Street in Tupelo, just right down the street from us here from Fulton. As here come your Hilltoppers. As you hear the bands below us here and across the way for Houston, so we should be in for a good ball game. So we'll go to a quick break and we'll come back here with your opening first quarter of action from Fulton. We're back to action here as Houston's going to be set to kick things off to start your ball game. So Itawamba did win the toss and elect to receive, so they want to try to go on the aggressive here early tonight. There's your kick. It's a good deep kick, going to go to about the 15-yard line where Itawamba is set to return. Good wall set up there. The sideline is wide open. Number 9, he's got one man to beat. It's a foot race, and he's tripped up there. Touchdown, saving tackle that time by number 13 for the Hilltoppers. That's R.J. Patterson. That's Steven Thrasher right there that time, taking it down from the 15 all the way to about the 23-yard line. So a great way to start the ball game here for Itawamba AHS. And I'll tell you what, they had a great wall set up that side on the sidelines. Some hard blocks, some hard hits, and really opened that one up that time for AHS. And they just took advantage and really just pushed the ball right down the throat of the Hilltoppers. So the Hilltoppers defense got their backs against the wall here early in the ball game.
1st and 10 for the Indians from the Hilltoppers 23.
So it's Adam Gore and Jeff Edwards bringing you the ball game tonight here from Fulton, Mississippi. Harvard on the Big B. In Itawamba Community College, we have a snap, pass outs. That's a live ball right there. Houston looks like they come on top of it. That is the case right there. Number 84 for Houston. There was a huge break. As Jeremy Lyons, we called his name a lot last week against South Pontoc, and he's starting the ball game off right for Houston. So take what bit of momentum that Itawamba was able to start off with and just take it completely out of the sails and give it right back to Houston as Jerome Lyons that time come up with a huge fumble recovery to get the ball back at the 20-yard lines where Houston to start this ball game. Your quarterback is going to be Tyrell Harrell. Of course, last week, Griffin was our player of the game. He had a huge ball game. He's in the backfield. We'll see this week who steps up for the Hilltoppers. Looks like Houston, quick pitch out to Griffin, and Griffin takes it forward. Looks like he picked up a good bit of real estate there. Last week he picked up everything he touched. Last week was nothing but positive. We'll give him credit for 5 yards. 5 yards on the carry that time. So it'll be 2nd down and 5 to go here for the Hilltoppers. A lot of good football action tonight here in our area. Barnum is hosting Smithville. That should be a huge game there in 1A. Calhoun Academy's home for homecoming against Winona, looking for their first wins. There's Griffin up the middle. Big hole that time. Griffin just rumbling forward. Pickup of a solid we'll call it 13 yards that time for Griffin. So Griffin starting the ball game off much like he left the last
Griffin
one.
on the carry. Chip Mills on the stop.
That's a total of 18 yards so far on 2 carries. So he's averaging 9 yards a carry. And that's what you like to see. Griffin last week, as I said, just nothing but positive yardage all week last week. And this week starting off the same way. The man in motion give is going to be kept this time by Harrell. Harrell this time, ball almost popped loose. Good job by Itawamba AHS that time trying to pop the ball loose, but able to hold on to it. That's going to be Tyrell Harrell. We're going to give him credit for a pickup of a great, we'll call it 7 yards on the carry that time. So Tyrell Harrell also getting a lot of positive yardage.
8 yards.
Second down and third to go here for the Hilltoppers. So the Hilltoppers doing a good job keeping it on the ground. They're not a strong passing team. They connected on a good bit of passes last week against South Pontotoc, but this is not a South Pontotoc team they're playing this week, as you saw on the opening kickoff. Itawamba AHS has a lot of big play capabilities. It's just going to be pitch out to Griffin. Griffin this time going to lower his head, and he's going to fight for what he got that time, and he did pick up the first down. We'll give him credit for 4 yards. So Griffin getting a lot of yardage here early tonight in the ball game. Of course, coming off a huge game last week.
First and 10 for the Hilltoppers.
So it's going to be first down and 10 to go here for the Hilltoppers. As the Itawamba AHS band, you hear below us getting fired up. And Houston's got the ball around the 42-yard line. So Houston right now saying, hey, look, we ain't going to back down. We're going to come out and play tonight. That's his first down and 10 to go. 3 men in the backfield. We call it 2 in the backfield, 1 wing back. Give it to Griffin. Griffin looking for the hole this time. Nothing doing. As it looked like he may have lost yardage on the play that time. See where they give him credit.
That's Christian.
That is going to be the case. It's going to be Christian and Bean on the stop, as you heard the PA announcer. Now they're going to give him credit for getting back to the original line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
So no negative yard. They're going to say he gained about a foot. We'll give him credit for a yard that time. We're going to call it second down and a long 10 to go. That's a favorable spot considering we are at Itawamba. I sort of thought he might have got back to the original line of scrimmage, but they did give it to us, so we'll take it. Second down and a long 9 to go, short 10 for Houston. Harrell still your quarterback, along with Griffin in the backfield. It's been the workhorse so far tonight. This time Harrell's going to keep it himself. He's going to fight for it for what he can get as he's hit the line of scrimmage, but is able to fight forward for it looked like a gain of about 4 yards. So right now it's just Tyrell Harrell and Griffin's show. As we'll give you credit for 4 yards on the play.
Third and 6.
Give him 11 yards total rushing tonight for Harrell. Third down and 6 to go here with just 8.5 to go in your first half of action. Houston wants to keep the ball in their possession as long as they can, eat up a lot of clock, but also eat up some real estate, put points on the board. The same setup, except the wing backs on the opposite side this time for Houston. Terrell Harrell is still your quarterback. In around this time to Antoine Harrell, and this time nothing doing for Antoine. As we talked to Coach Falk last week, he said he was a little bit injured in practice, so maybe those injuries might have had time to heal up, or hopefully he was able to play.
And McKinney on the stop.
As that was going to be a loss. Call it a
no
loss.
Gain on the play.
Still again, give him no gain on the play, so he got back to the original line of scrimmage. As it's going to remain
fourth
down, and we'll call it a long 6 to go. Ball march just shy of the 38-yard line here for Houston. So now Houston, they're going to go for it. It's 4th down, so Coach Funk said, hey, we got momentum on our side. Let's keep it going. As you see Terrell Harrell out to pass. He's come in from behind. Breaks 2 tackles. What a great play for Harrell this time. He's got to get out to the sidelines. He's finally going to be drug out of bounds. Perhaps a hit out of bounds. But the officials didn't throw the flag. He did not pick up the first down. He moved the ball up to the 35-yard line.
On stop.
But Harrell was doing good that time. Had to scamper as he broke 2 tackles for a potential sack. He picked up at least 3 on the play. But as I said, was not enough for a first down for the Toppers to go out on downs is the Hilltoppers. So it sounds like really I'm repeating what the PA announcer says here every time because he's just a step ahead of me.
Ball was on the 36, 1st and 10 Indians.
And he said it for me that time, 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball around the 36, closer to the 35-yard line. We have a man in motion. We got a guy jump early here on.
Flag on the play.
It's going to be illegal motion or offsides against the offense. So that's going to be the first flag thrown tonight here in the ball game. It's going to go against Itawamba. False start against the offense. That's going to be 5 yards back. So instead of what
Ball
was
was on
first down and 10 to
31-yard
go,
line.
now to be first down and 15 to go.
Penalty.
Ball just shy of the 30. We'll call it the 31, as the PA announcer did say just behind me. So now it's a little bit different situation for Itawamba. One man in the backfield, two wing backs, everybody on the line that could be there. As the giv's going to be to the first man through, and Houston all over the top of it that time. As that's going to be Lyons leading the way once
That's
again.
Huddleston on the carry.
As Huddleston, the ball carrier that time.
Gain of 3 on the play.
We'll give Huddleston the carry, benefit of the doubt. We'll call it 2 on the play. Gain of 2, so it'll be second down and 13 to go here for
Second and 13 from the 33.
Itawamba Indians. 2 men in the backfield this time. Get to the second man through. There's Houston. Good open field tackle that time by number 25, Chris Brand, able to just get out there, really knock his wheels out from under him, and stopped him after a gain of about
gain of 1 on the play.
1 yard.
Be 3rd and 12.
I'm trying to keep a rough guesstimate, I guess you can call it, of the stats here given to you tonight. We'll give him credit for 1 yard for Shumpert. So it's going to be third down and 12. We'll call it a long 12 to go here for Itawamba AHS. So it's a possession down. And they're going to keep it on the ground this time. Nothing doing. Houston covered that one up quick as number 56. That's going to be Josh Moore along with Lyons.
He's up to the 35-yard line.
On the tackle. So it's going to be 4th down and 11 to
4th
go
and
here
11.
For Itawamba. So Houston's defense stepped up huge that time. Now Itawamba's going to be forced to punt. It is going to be number 7, Clay Dozier.
Dozier's in punt formation.
Snap back. I'll tell you what, Houston's already blocked at least 5 that I know of this year. That was close to being off a Houston player that time, was number 20. He's lost track of the ball, Stanfield.
The ball
But Houston was all over the back of that one that time, as the ball's going to be marked around the 43 to 42-yard line for the Hilltoppers. We have the officials' timeout here at the 6-minute break, heat break. It's not that hot, but they were still taking for safety measures. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this. And we're back. Be sure to go thank those fine sponsors for bringing you this ball game tonight, as Houston has got their first possession, or second possession tonight of the ball game. There is going to be Griffin this time. He's wrapped up quickly. It looked like he might have gained 1 yard on the play. We'll give him credit for 1. That's going to put him at the 25 yards
number 45
on the
Christian,
night. Well, we'll give him credit for 2.
Rock on the stop.
I tell you what, these officials tonight are really being favorable towards spotting the ball. We'll call it second down and a long 8 to go.
8
for the Hilltoppers. The score at the 5.5 mark is still 0-0. Houston, actually Lyons for the Hilltoppers coming up with a huge fumble recovery after Itawamba had a great opening kickoff return. Really took the momentum as there's Harrell on the carry. He's picking up some positive yardage, running over people, taking them with him. Finally, after about 5 or 6 Hilltopper, or Indians rather, finally has to bring down Harrell. So Harrell's
that's Rod Dilworth.
Good piece of running that time. We'll give him credit for about 6 on the carry that time. We'll trade that. We'll give him credit for 5. We'll call it third down and a long 4 to go here.
3rd and 3. Ball was on the 50-yard line.
For Houston. Well, that's 3 yards. That's been the longest 3 yards I see that I've ever seen, really. Ball marked exactly on the 50-yard line, each striping the football on each side stripe, or each side of the stripe. As you see, man in motion, go option out this time to number 13. He's got to try to get to the outside. After picking up a solid yard is going to be number 13, R.J. Patterson. He only managed to get a yard that time.
Nailed Dilworth on the stop.
Was not that successful for the Hilltoppers, so it's going to be 4th down and
no gain on the play. 4th and 3.
So we'll see if the Hilltoppers elect to go for it this time, or if they're going to punt. Looks like they have a man back in punt position. It's going to be McCarver. So we'll see what the Hilltoppers elect to do. To have 2 back to receive for Itawamba.
Carver's back to punt.
And it's going to be a fake by Houston. It's going to be a first down, and he's still got room. Good play that time by Houston. I tell you what, Coach Funk saying, hey, we're bringing everything in the kitchen sink tonight. That's going to be the big man. If I get a solid number on it, look like 68. That is it. Eddie White that time rumbling for, I won't give him credit for a gain of 11 that time. 11 yards on the fake punt that time. So Houston, as I said, showing a little bit of everything tonight, and they're being successful. And hey, why
Ball's
not?
on the 33-yard line, first and 10.
Momentum, if on anybody's side right now, is going to be on Houston's side, and they're taking advantage of it. They have the same setup as normal, one wing back, man in motion now. Give it's going to be to Harrell. Harrell's got a big hole, and he hit it hard that time and uprooted. After he gained some positive yardage, I want to give him credit for about a gain of 5 or 6
That's
that
Harrell
time.
on the carry.
We'll see what
Stopped
the official mark
by McKinney
is.
and Mills.
I want to give him credit for a gain of 6. So Harrell finally getting his feet rolling as he goes to 11 yards on the night.
Ball's on the 27-yard line.
Ball, we'll call it the 28-yard line for Houston.
Second and 4 for the Hilltoppers.
Second down and a long 4 to go here for the Hilltoppers. Same setup. Why not? It's been successful all night tonight. Harrell is your quarterback. A little bit of everybody in motion that time, but the quarterback didn't get set. Give is going to be to Griffin. Griffin was tripped up at the line, but he kept his feet moving and fought for the first down. So Houston's doing it to it tonight, boys. They're rolling on all cylinders, and this is what you like to see out of this Houston team. You know, sort of doubted the ability for Houston to come in, as that's going to be a gain of 5 on the play for Griffin, because Itawamba AHS had every bit of momentum on their side, you know, this year. And as Coach Funk said, this is a tough team, no doubt about it. But Houston so far has stepped up and met the challenge. They've gambled tonight, they've paid off, and that's what you got to do as a football coach. If you don't take chances, you really don't know if you're going to have the ability to stay in a ball game. So right now, Houston had a man in motion. Give is to Harrell. Harrell breaks one tackle, breaks another. Official was in the way that time. But Harrell picked up a bunch of more solid yards.
That's Brand on the carry, stopped by Mills.
Harrell once again picking up 6 yards on the carry. So that little cross end each time has netted them 6 yards each time they've ran it. So, hey, you know, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. 6 yards of carry, you'll pick up a first down each time.
15.
We'll call it second down and a 5 to go. We'll only give him credit for 5 yards that time for Harrell. Same setup. Wing back, 2 men in the backfield, man in motion. Give this to Griffin. Griffin's got a big hole. He saw the end zone that time. He don't want to go down, and he's finally drove down inside the 5. They say the ball came loose. Griffin got hit, and he got spun around. And so what Houston did, Itawamba did it again to negate the score. So Itawamba come up with a big-time fumble recovery for the defense. So give the defense the credit for stepping up and getting the ball back for the offense. Now the offense has got to get it done, as Houston's defense really has only held Itawamba to a solid 3 yards on their first possession.
5-yard line.
So the ball's going to be on the 6-yard line. First down and 10 to go here for the Indians. So now Houston's defense has got to answer back and get the ball back. They had a great opportunity for scoring. Griffin saw a huge hole and wasn't able to get it in that time. As we said, he was spun around on the hit and the ball just popped loose. Get to the second man through there for Itawamba. And he was hit around the 10-yard line.
Shumpert on the carry.
About 4 that time, as it's going to be Shumpert
on
the carry. That's going to be his 5 yards tonight in the ball game.
Second and 5.
We'll call it second down and 6 to go here for Itawamba. Houston right now just getting a little bit of everybody yardage right now. Harrell with 17 yards, but the man right now so far tonight has been Griffin. He's had 31, but he had those yards. Last yards would have put him over the 40-yard mark. Was negated. There's a huge hole that time. Able to keep his balance. That's number 23, Shumpert. He's got one man to beat. This time,
that's Shumpert on the carry.
As he picked up a huge gain that time, running from about the 10-yard line.
He's out of bounds at the 50-yard line.
No flag on the play. You can pick up a 40. So
first
Shumpert,
and 10 for the Indians.
After only having 5 yards after 3 carries, goes up huge numbers that time as he picked up 40 yards on that one play. Easily said, picked up the first down that time for Itawamba. First down and 10 to go. Ball's just shy of the 50-yard line, but it's close enough to call it the 50. A good piece of running by Shumpert that time, no doubt. He was tripped up just shy or just past the original line of scrimmage, but he was able to keep his feet moving. As number 11 this time also got hit, but it's just keep his feet moving. That's what you hear every coach tell you to do. Just keep your feet churning.
That's Huddleston on the carry.
Huddleston did a good job that time of keeping them moving and picked up what looks to be close to a first down. Ball had to get up around the 40. They're going to mark him. They're going to say he's a little bit further back than he actually was. We'll see what the officials do decide where to mark it. It's going to be right shy of the 40, so we're going to see if they did have enough to get the first down. Officials are going to take a timeout to measure this one. So here comes the chain gang. As they're coming out, we'll give you a rundown of some of our sponsors. Union Planters Bank of Houston, Griffin Motors, Plowland Wholesale Furniture, Bancorp South, A&A Electrical Supply, Quick Cash, Bargain Warehouse, Roland's True Value, and the officials are almost looking at this one too close to call. They're going to give him the first down.
First down, Indians.
Roland's True Value, Grocer Pride, Springer Discount Homes, Farm Bureau, 8 Air Carpets, East President Street in Tupelo, and Tab Insurance Agency. Be sure and go by and thank all those sponsors for bringing you tonight's action. So if they got it, they only got it by a thread of the football, but they got enough of it to get the first down, so it's moving the chains. First down and 10 to go here for Itawamba. After we let the chain gang set, we'll be set to play once again. So right now, what was a sluggish offense on the first possession, Itawamba's been able to keep the guys, keeps the balance, and show a great talent of running. Yes, this is going to be an end around here to number 3. As he hits some blocks, hits the sideline, but was knocked out of bounds by number 13.
That's Esters on the carry. He's down
Patterson.
to the 32-yard line.
Well, looks to be a pickup of about 8, as that's going to be
gain of 8,
Esters.
second and 2.
Second down and 2 to go here for the Indians. So the Indians, well, as I said, look sluggish on the open possession, but they've really turned it on here. Now that they got the ball back after the fumble, I guess you could say momentum has went back into the sails of Itawamba. Houston right now needs a huge play, hitting the backfield, or maybe pop the ball loose and get it back once again. They give the second man through, and guys all around him, but he don't want to go down. This guy's determined.
That's Shumpert on the carry.
Shumpert, he got the first down, was hit right about the 31, but he was able to fight forward to about the 25-yard line. So we'll give him Shumpert credit for a pickup of about 6 that time. So Shumpert being a workhorse. As you see the chain gang moving there on the sideline. Itawamba getting it done, just picking up first down after first down.
First and 10 for the Indians.
We got 17 seconds to go here in the first quarter of action. Houston needs this break to regroup maybe and be able to stop Itawamba from charging. 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter of action. Itawamba might just let the clock run out, or if they're going to try to get off one more play. First down and 10 to go. There's a give to Shumpert once again as you hear the siren sound here from Itawamba.
Shumpert on the carry.
We'll give him credit for a gain of about 2 on the play. But as the score stands, 0-0 is your score here from Itawamba Community College.
That's the end of the first quarter.
You're watching the Houston Hilltoppers versus Itawamba AHS Indians. I'm Adam Gore along with Jeff Edwards, and we'll be back after this. As we said, Itawamba AHS with on the move here, momentum bigly on their side as there's a number 11 pitch out. It's got the first down, but it's a hard hit out of bounds that time by number 25.
That's Huddleston on the carry.
That's going to be Chris Brand. Huddleston that time.
He's down to the 12-yard line.
We'll say he picked up about
gain of 12.
12 on the play, as you just heard the guy behind me. As that's going to be
first and 10 for the Indians.
That's going to put him well over. That puts him at the 60-yard mark rushing tonight. So he's well on his way to 100-yard rushing tonight here at ICC. It's your score still 0-0. There was a huge hit that time in the backfield by number 50. Davison coming up with a huge hit that time.
That's Shumpert on the carry. No gain on the play.
Your first quarter stats here. Griffin had 31 yards rushing. Tyrone Harrell had 14. Antoine Harrell had 17. R.J. Patterson with 1, and number 68 on the fake punt, Eddie White, had a gain of 11. Tackle-wise, leading the way is going to be Chris Brand, Patterson, and Lyons, each with 2.
Second and 10.
Lyons, of course, had the fumble recovery after the opening kickoff. Rushing, leading the way for Itawamba AHS is going to be, of course, Shumpert, as you see him with the ball. Correct that. That's going to be number 11.
That's Huddleston on the carry.
Huddleston on the carry.
He's in for the touchdown.
He takes it in for the touchdown from 13 yards out. So at the 11:09 mark, we have your first score in the ball game.
Dozier's in for the extra point.
And the extra point pending here. This kick is up, and it's true.
The kick is good.
So we'll basically call it the 11-minute mark. Your score is 7-0. Itawamba AHS goes
Itawamba
ahead.
7, Houston 0.
And we'll take a break. We'll be back after this. And we're back to action here as McKinney is set to kick things off after that 13-yard scamper by Holliston. That gives him 25 yards rushing on the night after that 13-yard touchdown. Your score 7-0. And there's a low kick. It's picked up by Houston. Brought out past the 20. It's got a lot of room, but it closed up quickly that time. Was number 25, Chris Brand. That was the case, 25. Chris Brand with a return of about.
And Dilworth on the stop.
We'll give him credit for a 26-yard return.
Ball's on the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for Houston from that point.
First down, 10 to go here for the Hilltoppers, trying to match the score just put on the board by AHS. There's Harrell. Harrell getting a good piece of running. It looks like he had enough to pick up the first down after he fell forward. We'll see where the officials give him the spot. Good job on keeping his feet moving and fighting forward. Yeah, that is going to be enough for the first down. We'll give him credit for a gain of 11. Harrell only had 17 yards
line, 1st and 10
worth of rushing after the first quarter of action. At that time, he's got 28 on the night so far for Houston. There's a snap. Give is to Griffin, the first man through. Griffin fighting. And I tell you what, Griffin might have had enough for a first down that time. Griffin just rolling over people. They just sort of held on for the ride, I guess you can say.
That's Dilworth on the stop.
That is going to be Griffin. So that's 2 back-to-back first downs there for Houston. So Houston getting Lady momentum back on their side, just as Itawamba did.
Ball's on the 42-yard line.
Force the ball down the throat of Houston, getting it in for the score. Houston's return and doing the same thing here on the other end. Tyrell Harrell is your quarterback. Ball like it come loose. That was going to be picked up by AHS. He's got one man to beat, and he's going to take this one in. Is going to be number 80. That was a miscommunication between quarterback and center that time.
That's McKinney on the recovery of the fumble.
Glavin McKinney
running in for a touchdown.
McKinney with a 58-yard fumble recovery for the touchdown. So just like that, Itawamba AHS goes up 13-0, extra point pending. Set a 58-yard scamper that time by Galvin McKinney.
Dozier's in for the extra point.
Here's Dozier one more time. He just got off the field. Now he's got to come back on. The kick is up. And once again, it's good.
The kick is good.
So just like that, I call it a minute. A minute later in the ball game, Houston
Itawamba 14,
is trailing
Houston
now
0.
14-0. We'll keep it here as I read you a list of our sponsors. I'd like to remind everybody, this is Adam Gore along with Jeff Edwards bringing you tonight's action from Itawamba. Be sure to go by and thank our sponsors bringing you this action tonight. Union Planters Bank of Houston, Griffin Motors, Pilen Wholesale Furniture in Pilen, Bakehorse South in Houston, Custom Auto Accessories, your automobile supply center, A&A Electrical Supply, Pat and Walter Archer, the owners there, Quick Cash of Houston, go by and see Rhonda and Vicky, Bargain Warehouse of Houston, Roland's True Value, home of your True Value Paints of Houston, Grocer's Pride, Springer Discount Homes in Woodland, Farm Bureau, Rick Huffman of Houston. He's bringing you your halftime show along with 8 Air Carpets, East President Street here in Tupelo, and Tab Insurance Agency of Houston. So once again, here comes AHS to kick off once again, and you hear the band going crazy below us. As it kicks up, and it's a lot deeper kick this time to Brand. Brand takes it from about the 8-yard line, and he's hit hard. What a shot that time by number 27. He sort of knocked Brand down that time.
That's Sherrod Dilworth on the stop.
Really put the lick on one of his own players, as Dilworth was a huge shot that time.
Ball is on the 29-yard line.
So Houston, ball is at the 29-yard line, as the announcer just said. It's got a lot of real estate to go right here, but they can't really get their heads down too early in this ball game. It's only 14-0, 2 scores, and they're back in the ball game. You saw how quickly AHS put points on the board. Houston, the same team, could do just the same. Same setup.
Ball is on the 24-yard line, first and 10 for the Hilltoppers.
Give it to Griffin. Griffin this time holding on to the ball. Made sure he had a hold of that ball that time as he gets the ball out to about the 29-yard line. We'll give him credit for a gain. We'll call it 5 yards on the play. We'll give him credit for 5
That's
that
Rock
time.
and Thrasher on the stop.
So Griffin once again having a big
Gain of
night
5.
yardage-wise,
Ball's on the 29.
but
second
has had
and 5.
2 fumbles tonight. So he really wants to find the handle on that football because he's done a great job last week also against South Pontoc, able to pick up a lot of yardage, but this week having trouble heading on to the ball. There's a give once again to Griffin. Griffin has a blocker this time, touchdown, saving tackle, I do believe that time, by number 27.
That's Sherrod
as
Dilworth
Griffin
on the
was
stop.
following blockers all the way down, and he picked up the first down.
Ball is up to the 41-yard line. First and 10 for the Hilltoppers.
So it's first down and 10 to go here for the Hilltoppers after a gain of about 9 on the play that time. So Griffin, as I said, nothing but positive yardage coming out of him every time I've seen him play. Each ball game, of course, last week was the first week I saw him. And Harrell last week, hampered by injury, didn't see much action. There's going to be a keeper by Harrell. Harrell breaks 2 tackles, and he's still on his feet and finally drug out of bounds around the first down marker. Harrell just wouldn't want to go down that time. They're going to say he went out of bounds about the 49, so we give him credit
That's
for about 8 yards on the carry that time for Harrell. Harrell goes up to the 21 yards on the night. And leading rusher for Houston right now is
Ball
Griffin.
is on the 49-yard line.
With
gain of 9, second and 1.
With 56 yards on tonight for Houston. So here comes Houston once again, ball mark. Might as well call it the 50-yard line. Give around to Antoine Harrell. He's going to be back to pass. He airs it out along the sidelines. This was just going to be a little too far. And really off the mark that time, was intended for number 88, Matt
Pass
Davis.
Incomplete.
So a little trickery that time
That's
by
rough
Houston.
defending.
Trying to go with a halfback pass that time, see if they could have caught Itawamba AHS asleep, but they was all over the coverage that time.
3rd and 1 from the 49 for the Hilltoppers.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 1 to go here for the Hilltoppers. That's a good call that time by Coach Funk, as he did say it's 3rd down and 1, so he had it down to, I used to say toy with, to see if he could pick up the first down or go for the big play and possibly put some points on the board. 3rd down, 1 to go. No doubt who you go to here. We have a flag down.
Flag on the play.
As Griffin was the one I was saying the ball was going to go to, because, you know, as I said, nothing but positive yards, but we'll see what the penalty is here. And it is going to be against Houston, so that's going to be back them up for what was 3rd down and
Illegal
1.
procedure
so it's
against
going to
the
be 3rd down
Hilltoppers.
and 6 to go here, so a whole different situation. Possession down for the Hilltoppers.
Ball's on the 44-yard line. 3rd and 6
Ball
for the
marked about the
Hilltoppers.
45. We'll call it the 45-yard line. It's just shy of it. Of course, be sure to stay tuned for whatever local coverage we bring you. Of course, as we said, we have Barterman hosting Smithville, a huge 1A matchup there. Calhoun Academy at homecoming, as it's going to be out to pass. He's got to get rid of it, airs it out. As that should be pass interference right there. No flags whatsoever.
Pass incomplete.
I don't know why a flag wasn't thrown
Dale's
that time.
defending.
Even Jeff said there should have been a flag thrown that time, and you people at home could easily see there should have been a flag thrown that time. As number 14, well, really the officials wasn't really in the spot to call it that time. Number 14, we'll get a name on him real quick. Sean Nails basically just jumped in the lap
4th and 6.
of the intended receiver that time for Houston. So it's 4th down and 6 to go for Houston. And this time they are going to punt this one away. It's a good punt that time. A good spiraling kick by Houston. There should have been a block in the back, and the flag is thrown. Man's trying to break it loose. He's broke to the 50. Hey, buddy, you might as well come back because there's a flag thrown. It's going to be against him. The kick was returned by number 32.
Randy Shumpert.
But you know, that right there is really what
Flag
hurts
on
your
the
feeling
play.
because you're really pumped up because you just ran the punt back. But it's going to be brought back due to the block in the back. So once again, a huge kickoff return was negated by a fumble, and a huge punt return for the touchdown was negated by the block in the back. That's one thing you hate to see as a player. As soon as you run back one like that, that was well over 70 yards. We'll give him credit for about 80-yard return that time. But as soon as you get down to the end zone, you look to turn around and see your teammates celebrate with you. But when you see all heads down, everybody walking back the other way, you know, it just really just, I guess you could say, makes you even more tired than you was. So the ball's going to be marked back to the 15-yard line as the penalty was around the 30, so it's a 15-yard penalty. A huge break that time for Houston. But really and truly, that's really what broke that play open was the block in the back.
Ball was on the 15-yard line after the penalty. First
So
and 10
8:17
for
to go
the
here
Indians.
for the Itawamba AHS. Ball is on the 15. 14-0 is your score. If you're just now joining us, I'm Adam Gore along with Jeff Edwards. As you see, there is a give to the first man through, and he's dragging a guy with him. He gets the ball out
That's
around
Tucker on
the
the carry.
22-yard line. It's going to be Tucker. Tucker, that's going to be his first carry on the night.
Gain of 8, 2nd and 2.
We'll give him credit for 7 because the ball is going to be second down and 3 to go here. We're a minute away from our 6-minute break, I guess you could say, the heat break. And it's not as cold as I figured it would be. It's really been cold in the mornings. It's a pleasant night tonight here from Houston. Of course, if I was with my regular crew with Dudley and Jeremy, they'd probably be complaining about how cold it is. Of course, they'll be breaking you that action over at Calhoun Academy tonight, as I do believe they got enough for
That's
the first
Tucker
down.
on the carry.
It's going to be Tucker once again on the carry. And it was enough for the first down. We'll give him credit for 4 on the carry. So Tucker went from 0 yards to
Ball is on the
quick 11.
26-yard line. First and 10 for the Indians.
First down and 10 to go, as you heard, for the Indians. So right now, Itawamba is still be a little bit more quick pace. Happy with eating up some of the clock as they're leading this ball game 14-0. Houston's had their opportunities as they fumbled away inside the 5-yard line. But right now, this has basically been a running game. As you see right there, an amazing piece of running. See, he hit the line of scrimmage and had a guy
That's
in front
Esters
of
on the
him.
carry.
Esters, he just took him, basically just cooked the line with him that time. As he gained every bit of 8 yards.
Gain of 8, 2nd and 2.
But I tell you what, that 8 yards right there was the most fought for 8 yards I've ever seen. As I said, he was hit at the line of scrimmage. It just carried guys with him. That shows the show right there. If you're going to tackle, you got to come in low and take the wheels out from the guy running the ball, because if you don't have any legs on him, he can't go nowhere. Little delayed draw this time. As you see, it's going to be Esters once again breaking it to the outside. Good open field tackle that time.
That's Esters on the carry. He's up to the
By Stanfield.
46-yard line. First down and 10 for the Indians.
He picked up a lot of yardage that time. We'll get him credit for a gain of 14. And the officials are going to take their break now at the 6.5 mark. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this. And we're back to action here as the ball is at the 46-yard line.
46-yard line, first and 10 for the Indians.
3 huge plays here for the Indians as they're just moving the ball down the field quickly, already leading this ball game 14-0 just at the 6-minute mark. There's a huge hit by Lyons in the backfield, but he didn't go down. As we'll give credit for number 50 that time on the tackle.
That's Tucker on the carry.
Was Davison.
Loss on the play.
As Tucker was the ball carrier. And we're going to scratch him a loss for about
Ball was
3
on the 44,
yards.
second and 12.
This will be second down and 13 to go here for the Indians of Itawamba. I just remind everybody, stay tuned for the halftime show as it's being brought to you tonight by Farm Bureau and Rick Huffman. Be sure to go by and thank you for that, as there's going to be a give to the second man through. This time a huge loss. After making 2 big runs that time, Itawamba AHS is going the wrong way.
That's Esters on the carry.
We're going to scratch Esters for about 8 yards that time.
He loses 4.
He lost a lot more than 4. As the guy sitting behind us. Now they moved the ball up a lot more than they originally marked it. So we'll give him credit for a loss of about 5.
Third and 15.
We'll say at 3rd and 15 to go here for Itawamba. So a different situation here. This is obviously a possession now, so they're going to air this one out as he have double coverage downfield. His pass was incomplete, so it's going to be 4th down and 15 to go.
Dozier's
We
pass
should
intended
see
for Shumpert, incomplete.
punt team come on.
4th and 15.
As both teams have only attempted 1 pass tonight, as you see on the sidelines there of Houston. Both teams unsuccessful on both passing attempts. So the quarterback is going to step back to be
Dozier's in punt
the
formation.
punter, as we also have Brand back for the return. Just a high punt. Brand signal for fair catch, which is a smart move that time because there's more black shirts
26-yard line.
than white shirts around that time, so the ball's going to be marked about the 26, we'll call it the 26-yard line for Houston. So Houston right now, last week what played a big advantage for Houston was the simple fact that they never did start within the own 35-yard line, possibly the 40-yard line last week against South Pontotoc, a step late in the ball game. And South Pontotoc last week hardly could get past the 20 on where they started their possessions. So it's a lot. It's a different story this week for Houston. They're having to gain what they can.
For the
and they've done a good job. It's just for the simple fact that they have not been able to hold on to the football. Same setup as usual. Give is going to be to Harrell. Harrell this time has a big hole. He's breaking tackles, and he's finally brought down. It looks like Itawamba AHS right now. As soon as they wrap up the guy, they're going to try to pop the ball loose. They've been successful tonight as Griffin's fumbled twice. As we're going to give credit for Harrell that time for a gain of 9 yards on the play.
Gain of 9. 2nd and 1.
We'll call it 2nd down and inches to go here for Houston. There's no doubt who this ball is going to here. Man in motion. There it is to Griffin. Griffin was tripped up, but he still picked up the 1st down. Gain of 1 on the play gives Griffin 57 yards on the night.
That's Walker on the stop and McMurray.
You know, when in doubt, call Griffin out when you got short yardage to pick up. Because Griffin, as I said, everything he's touched has been positive so far tonight. Of course, I don't want to put a jinx on the poor guy. You know, that's usually the commentator's look. As soon as he starts talking good about a fella,
1st and 10
he's going to put a jinx on him.
37
Hopefully that is not the case. 1st down and 10 to go. Here's again to Harrell. Harrell this time did not have the hole as he did last time. AHS was just waiting on him as they hit him back around the original line of scrimmage. We'll give him credit for no gain on the play that time.
That's McKinney and Dilworth on the stop.
They're going to give him a credit for a yard gain, so give credit for
Gain of
Harrell
1,
to pick up
2nd and
1 on the
9.
play. So it's going to be 2nd down and 9 to go here for the Hilltoppers. Itawamba had that play well scouted out, as they had 4 guys waiting on Harrell that time to greet him. As he did see the hole, it closed up quickly. 2 men in the backfield, 1 wingback. Pitch out is to Harrell one more time. He's got a good block on the outside. That should be a face mask right there, as his head was almost jerked around backwards. But once again, the officials letting them play. Itawamba coach knew he got away with 1 that time, because that right there was right in front of him.
That's
as
Dilworth
Harrell
on the
picked
stop.
up a gain of 7. So it's going to be 3rd down and 2 to go
Ball
here.
is on the 46-yard line. 3rd
Possession
and
now
2
here
for the
for
Hilltoppers.
Itawamba. Of course, you know, if Itawamba's looking right now, they've got to key everybody and anybody in on Griffin, but they don't have him in the backfield this time. It's just Brand and Harrell in the backfield. Griffin's not even in there. There's to give to Harold. Harold's going to try to fight forward, and I do believe he got it. Yes, he did. Give him credit for a gain of 3 on the play that time for Harold. So Harold's coming in and getting the job done for Houston.
That's rough, and Dilworth
48 yards so far tonight for Harold, and he's 0 for 1 passing.
Ball is on the 49-yard line, 1st and 10.
So 2-minute warning, I guess you could say, here for Houston. And if they got to get anything done before halftime, they got to get it done here pretty quick. As it's going to be back to pass. Pass is complete to number 32. He breaks out to the open. Ball brought down to about the 39-yard line. As
that was Nails on the stop.
Jeff Snow on the reception.
Gain of 11.
He picked up 11 on the play that time.
Ball is on the 40-yard line, 1st and 10.
So there's a rare pass that time by Houston, but it netted a positive yardage for the first down. They're faking around this time. Harold's being chased down from behind, but he's got speed to get away from this guy. Huge block downfield. Ball popped loose, but there was Harold. Ooh, what a bounce, what a bounce is all you can say that time, because it bounced right back up in the chest of Harold.
Fumble on the play, recovered by the Hilltoppers.
So right there, once again, what could have been a huge disappointing break for Houston, as Houston's want to take a timeout as the ball
is on the 24-yard line.
We have a minute and a half to go here. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this. And we're back to action here as Houston comes back on the field. Be sure and go by and thank all those fine sponsors for sponsoring you this tonight's action here. Houston as they're visiting Itawamba AHS. Houston struggling in this ball game 14-0, but trying to put points on the board as they have the ball out about the 24-yard line. Once again, out to pass, it's going to be Harold. Harold's going to go deep this time. Oh, right through the hands of number 25. That one should have been pulled in and put their oat down for 6 that time. Pass was intended for Brand.
Pass intended for Brand. Thrasher defending.
That right there, you couldn't ask for a better pass out of Harold because it hit him right in the hands. So he didn't get a shot of it that time, but the official overthrew the ball boy, and he really turned about 3 flips rolling down the field. So right there, Coach Funk going for a big play.
2nd and 10 from the 24.
He knew if he didn't make it, and what interception, it stopped the clock. So that was a huge way to stop the clock that time. 2nd down and 10 to go here for the Hilltoppers. 2 men in the backfield, 1 wing back, 1 receiver. Harold's trying to turn it upfield this time, and he's going to be finally passed it away. He was in trouble, and give credit, every bit of credit. He didn't give him a good spot, but number 21 that time, that's Griffin.
That's Mills defending. Pass complete.
Tyrell Harold really didn't know what to do that time, but
2nd and 2
on the reception that time of 8 yards for Griffin. 2nd down and 2 to go, or 3rd down and 2 to go rather, with a minute and 22 to go here. Yeah, I messed up too. So did the PA announcer. That's the guy that messed me up that time.
Ball was on the 16-yard line.
We'll give him credit for a gain of 7 that time. We'll call it 3rd down and 7 to go here for the Hilltoppers. So we got a flag on the play. A guy from Houston started way too early. So once again, once Houston gets in the territory, they're really shooting themselves in the foot as negated the play that time. It looked like he was able to break through the line of scrimmage, and he had the first down picked up, no doubt. But offsides is going to back him up 5 more yards. So what was 3rd down and 2 to go, or 3rd down and 3 to go rather, it's going to be a 3rd down and out 8. There's not been many flags thrown in the ball game tonight. Penalty-wise for AHS, it's only been 20 yards, and for Houston, only 10. Of course, AHS had that punt return, but it was negated by a block in the back for the 15 yards.
After the penalty, 3rd and 7.
So now it's 3rd down, and we'll call it 3rd down and 6 to go. 3 receivers this time. He's got to get rid of the ball, as he was just throwing that one away because he had 4 guys chasing him down that time. Did Harold, so he's now 1 for 3 on the night passing. And right now, if you're Coach Funk, you got to think whether or not you want to go for it or not.
That's Nails defending.
And he's going to take a timeout. We'll keep it here. And, of course, if you're Coach Funk or if you're a Houston fan, you really want to go for it here. Trailing already in this ball game, 14-0. See if you cannot make something happen.
Timeout, Hilltoppers.
As soon as I find it, I'll give you a rundown of tonight's sponsors once again. It's going to be Tab Insurance Agency of Houston, Adair Carpets, East President Street in Tupelo. Farm Bureau, Rick Huffman. Rick Huffman's also going to be bringing us our halftime show here. Springer Discount Homes, Grocer's Pride of Houston, Roland's True Value, Bargain Warehouse, Quick Cash of Houston, see Ricky and Vonda, and Electrical Supply, Houston Auto Accessories, Custom Auto Accessories of Houston, Bank Court South, Pineland Wholesale Furniture, Griffin Motors, Union Planters Bank of Houston, all proud sponsors.
Tonight's fifth quarter is at Trinity Baptist Church in the Fellowship Hall after the game.
Houston
All
football.
youth
Be
in
sure to
grades
go by
7 through 12 are
and
invited.
thank
This is
them
hosted by
for
the
sponsoring
Bethel and
tonight's
Trinity
action.
Baptist churches.
If you're just now joining us, we have a minute and 14 seconds to go here until halftime. Your score is 14-0. Houston trailing, but Houston's had opportunities to put points on the boards, only to be negated by fumbles and penalties. So Houston really been in this ball game just
and 7.
due to bad luck, not able to take advantage. So it's 4th down and 7 to go here for Houston. Antoine Harrell's got a pass. He's being hit from behind. It's going out to Lyons. And what a play that time by
Pass
number
is
32.
incomplete. That's Randy Shumpert defending.
Randy Shumpert come out of nowhere that time. That was obviously 6 points on the board for Houston. But Shumpert that time just come out of nowhere to bat that one away. Huge play that time by Itawamba AHS, and the ball goes over on downs once again. Houston taking the chance. It was there, but a great defensive play that time by Shumpert. So with a minute to go here, Itawamba AHS with the opportunity to put more points on the board going into halftime. The defense has got to come up with some huge plays here. As there's a give around to number 32. He's going to pick up positive yardage. Should give him credit for it.
That's Shumpert on the carry.
That's going to be Shumpert once again on the carry that time. Shumpert really getting the job done here. He's going
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3.
He's going to go into halftime with big yardage after that 40-yard play he had. He's already looking at 67 yards on the night, so he's, as we said, well on his way to 100-yard rushing. There again is Shumpert. Or correct that. That's going to be number. That's going to be.
That's Tucker on the carry.
Tucker. Both of us, the PA announcer and myself, having trouble getting it out that time. But he did pick up the first down that time. He's had 11 yards rushing tonight. As the clock's going to click down to 30 seconds to go here, so I'm pretty sure AHS is going to be happy to take one more play and take in this 14-0 lead going into halftime over Coach Funk at his Hilltoppers. A little in the round, and there was a huge hit that time by Houston. Nothing doing as it's going pretty much.
That's Esters on the carry.
That's going to end your first half of action. Esters that time on the carry.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play whatsoever. As there goes the siren over there. That's going to be your first half of action here from Itawamba. Your score, Itawamba AHS Indians 14, Houston Hilltoppers 0. We'll be back with your halftime action after this.
Houston Topper Pride Band proudly presents A Night with the Temptations. Our selections include I Can't Get Next to You with trumpet soloist Blake Reed, My Girl with saxophone soloist Aralyn Wallace, Papa Was a Rolling Stone with trumpet soloist by Cass Neal, Ain't Too Proud to Beg. Get ready. The band is under the field direction of drum major Mandy Davis. Sit back and enjoy the show. The band is under the direction of Mel Morse and Amy Sanders. Color guard instructor is Amy Sanders. Majorette instructor is Miriam Garner. Flag captains are Jana Barnett, Crystal Fazzackerly, and Kristen May. The majorette captain is Carrie Arce. Drum captains are Darius Fant and Mitchell Ezel. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the show.
And we're back here for your second half of action. If you're just now joining us, I am Adam Gore, joined by Jeff Edwards tonight, bringing you this action from Fulton, Mississippi. Itawamba AHS over Houston right now, 14-0. Quick rundown of a few scores that I have updates on. Calhoun
we ask that
Academy
you please do not go into the football
is
field
trailing.
at the conclusion of tonight's game. We ask that you meet the players at the field
Calhoun
house
Academy is trailing
after the
7-6 at homecoming festivities there in Pittsburgh, Mississippi, I guess you can call it, in between Bruce and Collins City.
McKinney
Pittsburgh.
will kick off for the Indians.
Bruce right now, Bruce and Water Valley is 0-0 for the last up we gate. And here's a shocker, not really a shocker, you know, 14-0. Vardaman unable to put points on the board yet, trailing 14-0 to Smithville. So, and of course, our score is 14-0. Indians over the Hilltoppers.
Out of bounds at the 22.
Quick update of halftime stats. Griffin is your rushing right now. 57 yards, 7 yards on the reception, so a total of 64 yards offense. As for Tyrell Harrell, your quarterback, he has 21 yards rushing. He's 2 of 4 passing for 18 yards. Antoine Harrell, he has 48 yards rushing for Houston. So right now it's between Harrell and Griffin for the leading rusher. Griffin leading with 57. So we're here after that return to the 22-yard line.
For the Hilltoppers.
Give it's going to be to Griffin. Griffin was hit at the line, but was able to fall forward for a gain of about 2 on the play.
That's Mills defending. And Thrasher.
I'd like to remind everyone to go by and thank the sponsors that are bringing you tonight's action here from Itawamba. And I tell you what, it's getting to be cold here as the breeze coming off the Bigby is blowing up here high above Itawamba.
Gain of 2.
As I said, this is my home away from home here at ICC. Good to return here to Fulton. Harvard on the Big B is where we're at tonight. Here coming from ICC is there. It's going to be Terrell Harrell on the keeper. He's picking up big yardage. He's got man to beat there. Ball up to the 50-yard line. Terrell Harrell, huge gain that time.
That's rough defending.
Pickup of 18 on the play that time.
Ball is on the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hilltoppers.
So right there, Houston trying to pick up a big momentum gain right there. We'll call it to 49. The ball's closer to the 49 than it is to 50. So it's going to be 1st down and 10 to go either way. Houston trying to come out here this second half and really answer the bell as Itawamba started off the tone with a 14-0 lead going into halftime. There's a give to Griffin. Griffin was hit to the line, but he's able to fight for a gain of 3 on the play. So Griffin, he's a big fella, and he won't go down easy as he's going
That's Walker
to
on the stop.
62 yards on the ground tonight.
Gain of 3.
Harrell's done a good job. He's 50% passing, 2 of 4. He's
2nd
got
and
18
7.
yards, so he's averaging 9 yards a pass. And one of them, he really did a good job of scrambling out to find Griffin on a reception one time as he was really scrambling. But unfortunately for Houston, was not able to put points on the board. Houston's really matched Itawamba AHS yard for yard tonight, but they've had 2 fumbles by Griffin, one inside the 5-yard line. As it's going to be Harrell on the keeper this time. Picks up the 1st down. He's fighting for what he could get. We'll give him credit for a gain of we'll give him credit for a gain of 10 that time. So Terrell Harrell coming in. He's trying to get these boys fired up.
That's Nails on the stop.
Around at the 10-minute mark even. Your score 14-0 AHS over Itawamba.
Ball
Itawamba
is on
moving once again. So hopefully
1st
this
and
time
10 for the
they can hold on
Hilltoppers.
to the ball. They wasn't able to do that, as I was saying a while ago, in the first half of action. Griffin with 2 fumbles, one was inside the 5, and one was why a big momentum gain is. Here's Antoine Harrell on the end around. He's got one man to beat, and finally he's cut back down and drug out of bounds around the 11-yard line. So a big gain that time.
That's rough, and Mills
We'll give him
defending.
credit for a gain of about 27 that time.
Ball is on the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hilltoppers.
So right there was a huge game for Houston and Antoine Harrell. Antoine Harrell's starting to rack up the yards now. He picks them up as big chunks. As we said, Griffin, you know, once he gets the ball, he's going to get positive yardage. It'll be a big play. It'll be a small play. But whatever he gets, it's going to be positive. So Houston right now really needs to answer the bells. There's Griffin once again to give, and Griffin ain't going to go down that easy. It's finally a whole host of Indians that time on the tackle, and Griffin will give him credit for a gain of about 3 on the play.
That's McKinney on the tackle.
So right now, sort of back and forth in between Griffin and Harrell. They'll go to Griffin 3 or 4 times, and they'll switch
Ball is
off
up
and
to
catch a
the
kid on
11-yard
Griffin,
line.
and then give it to Antoine Harrell.
2nd
Tyrell
and
Harrell took
7.
it under in on the option and take it himself. He's been able to pick up some good yardage here in the second half. So here comes Houston there to give. Harrell's going to keep it this time as he tries to break free. There's a big hit. Stopped him right around the 6-yard line, I guess you could say. Give him credit for a gain of 4.
That's Christian defending.
So Houston can smell it this time, and they want to hold on to the ball. They got the closest they've got tonight so far has been around the 5-yard line. Ball's going to be marked around the 6 or 7 here. Houston right now really needs to go ahead and put points on the board here early in the second half. Trailing this ball game
is on the
already
7-yard
14-0.
3rd and 3.
As I said, it's starting to get a chilly night here, so I know Josh and Dudley are glad they're over at Calhoun Academy instead up here at Itawamba with me. Of course, I'm joined by Jeff Edwards. It's the first time we've worked together this year. There's an option out to Harrell. Harrell's got one man to beat. He's trying to cut it in. Dives into the end zone, giving credit for a 12-yard scamper for the score.
That's Harrell in for the touchdown.
So Harrell takes it in from 12 yards out. So that time, good job by Tyrell that time to hold on to the ball as long as he could to make Itawamba hold on as long as they could. And then finally on the option out, just use his power to get in the end zone. Extra point pending here. Kick is up and it's back. And it's true. The kick is good, so just like that, Houston comes back quickly, cuts the score in half, and we finally got some life back in those Houston fans across the way.
Your score,
and with
Itawamba
8:11 to go here, 14-7 is your score. Houston quickly knocking on the door to cut this game in half, and we'll be back after this. And now we're back. As I was saying, 12 yards scamper that time on the option by Antoine Harrell, as he has 87 yards on the night, followed by Griffin with 65 and Tyrell Harrell with 42. As there's another big hold for Itawamba. We saw him do it since the beginning of the game. And finally rode down that time from behind, number 25, Chris Brand, as that's number 9. That's Thrasher.
That's Stephen Thrasher taking the kick and
the
running
big return
it back
that time. We have a Itawamba player limping off the field. It's going to be number 53, McMurray rather. He's slow coming off the field. Looks like he's favoring his left leg. But we saw Itawamba do this, as we said earlier in the ball game, only to be negated by a fumble picked up
First and
by
10
Lyons.
for the Indians.
So it's first down and 10 to go. So as soon as Houston answers, here comes Itawamba ringing the bell right back, getting the ball deep inside the, we'll call it the 30 or the 27-yard line rather. As there's a give around the end this time. Pick up about 2 on the play.
That's Shumpert on the carry.
As I've reminded you tonight, be sure and go by and thank all of our fine sponsors sponsoring this ball game. As I'll try to bring them to you at periodic times. Of course, you're watching this here on TV7 in Bruce, W07BN, also TV7 in Houston. We're about an hour and 15 trip out from Bruce. We're not for sure what it is from Houston. It's a pretty close ride from Houston compared to us. As you see, there is going to be a give to the man in motion around the end. Number 3, he's got to try to break one tackle of Chris Brand. He does and brings the ball out to
That's
about
Esters
the
on the carry.
11-yard line. Esters that time. He picked up the first down.
Gain of 15-yard line, 15 yards.
They gave him credit for a gain of about 15. I don't know about all that. We'll give him credit for a gain of about
Ball was
7.
on the 11. First and 10 for the Indians.
And the way it goes, it was enough to pick up the first down. First down and 10 to go here. They can still pick up the first down without picking up the first down, as they're on the 11-yard line. So Houston, once again, with their back against the door, they've got to take and really come up with a huge play or huge stop here in order to make Itawamba AHS not put any more points on the board. There's a pitch out to number 29. He's going to take a cut in hard, roll in, but he's going to be stopped at the 1. He didn't quite get in that time, as he's going to be close to pick up the first down.
That's Tucker on the carry. Good for 10 yards.
Tucker's going to be... We'll see where the spot is. The officials are going to call it. The officials timeout. They're going to take and measure this one. So with that, we'll take and run you down some sponsors real quick. Union Planters Bank, Griffin Motors, Pilot Wholesale Furniture, Bancorp South, Custom Auto Accessories of Houston, your automobile supply center, A&A Electrical Supply of Houston, Quick Cash, go by and see Rhonda and Vicky of Houston, Bargain Warehouse, Roland's True Value Paints. There you can get them at Roland's. Grocer's Pride, Springer Discount Homes, Elv Woodland, Farm Bureau, Rick Huffman, Air Carpets, East President Street of Tupelo, and Tab Insurance Agencies of Houston. We'll see if they do give them the first down. I don't believe they did, as I was having my head down reading the sponsor list that time.
Second down in less than a yard.
So we'll call it second down in a sneeze, a blink, an eyelash, whatever you want to call it. Pretty much, they don't got much to go to get there. Second down and not even an inch to go here for Itawamba AHS, but if you think they can get any kind of momentum going, they can put this one in the end zone. Pitch out to number 29. He's walking this one in untouched. Number 29.
That's number 29, Jermaine Tucker, in for the touchdown.
All right, I was looking it up on the sheet, but the PA guy gave it to me. Tucker, that time on the 1-yard scamper for the touchdown to make this score 20-7 with point after
Dozier's on
pending.
to attempt the extra point.
That's going to be Dozier to kick it off, to kick things here. As I said a while ago, a quick run-up of scores. Vardaman trailing early to Smithville, 14-0. Sort of a shocker there to me. Bruce Water Valley, 0-0, and Academy is trailing 5 minutes to go until the halftime.
The kick is
7-6, and the kick's good, which makes your score 21-7. We'll be back after this.
Your score, Itawamba.
And we're back to action here, as we just had a 1-yard touchdown run by Tucker that time for Itawamba AHS to go up in this ball game, 21-7. So here is McKinney to kick things off once again for Itawamba AHS. Chilly night here in Fulton at ICC. As it kicks back and it's on its way. It's a good kick. It's backing up the Houston Hilltoppers to the 5-yard line. A lot of black shirts back there in the backfield, and he rode him down. Return of about 4 yards that time. If he's lucky, it might be 3.
That kick was taken at the 6. Thrasher on the stop
So
at the
Houston
9.
right now, once again, as I said the story last week, they had great field position at each possession. This week, totally different story, not getting as good field position at times to start off each drive. This time the ball is going to be marked around about the 9 yards, so we'll give him credit for 4 yards on the return.
Ball is on the 9-yard line, first and 10 Hilltoppers.
So it's first down, 10 to go here for Houston and Coach Funk. This time they got to see if they can't march the ball down the field and put points on the board and get defense to step up a little bit now, as the offense sort of found their rhythm. There's a give to Griffin, first man. Good cut move that time. Griffin that time picking up a lot of yardage.
That's Mills on the tackle.
For that time, as you heard, Mills on the tackle. But tell you what, Griffin get everything and anything done each time he touches the ball. We'll give him credit
Gain
for
of 9,
9
second
on the
and 1.
play. So it's going to be second down and 1 to go. With no doubt here, you go back to Griffin just to pick up the first down because you want to be sure and pick up real estate. Or if you're Coach Funk, you can gamble here. And since you got a second down and less than a yard to go here for Itawamba, you can sort of gamble on it and see if you can't come up with a huge pass play here. As Tyrell Harrell is 2 for 4 on the night passing, 18 yards only on passing tonight. So not impressive numbers, but only 50% here on passing. That's a give it to Griffin. He was met at the line. It's going to be close here. I believe he did pick up enough to pick up the first down. There's no doubt when you go to Griffin, he's going to pick up positive yardage, and they did pick up the first down that time. So
that's Thrasher and McKinney on the stop.
Picked up a good, solid yard that time. Yes, he saw a good hit that time out at the line of scrimmage with Griffin. A lot of lower power.
Gain of 1.
He's got a lot of power in his legs that time. Just
first
able
and
to roll
10
over the top
for the
and
Hilltoppers.
pick up the first down. This time, looks like Harrell's going to keep it. Tyrell Harrell, that is. Try to keep it. It looks like he's going to pick up positive yardage either way. He's going to pick up, we'll call it 2 yards on the play. So it'll be second down and 8 to go.
Rock and Bean defending. Officials timeout.
We have the officials timeout. I guess they skipped the 6-minute timeout. They're going to take it right about the 5-minute mark. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this. And we're back to action here. Second down and 8 to go here from a chilly Fulton, Mississippi.
Line, second and 9.
I'm Adam Gore, joined by Jeff Edwards, bringing you to action here as Houston's taking on Itawamba AHS, trailing in this ball game 21-7. There's again to Eltwan Harrell. Eltwan Harrell was met by anybody and everybody. Leading the way that time was number 50, Walker. Bubba Walker that time leading the way as he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage maybe. Loss of 2 on the play that time.
That's Bean and Christian defending.
For Harrell.
No gain on the play, third and 9.
As I said, we come back from the break. Be sure and go by and thank all those fine sponsors, that is, for bringing you tonight's action here from Fulton. Third down, and we'll call it a long 9 to go here for your Hilltoppers. Back to pass over the middle. It's complete. It's number 28. He's got the first down. He's brought down about the 45-yard line.
Pass complete. That's Ruff on the stop.
Looks like that pass was complete to Antoine
Ball
Harrell.
was on the 45-yard line.
So that's going to be a pickup of
first and 10 for the Hilltoppers.
25-yard reception that time by Antoine Harrell. So right there, Houston coming out doing a better job of passing this week. 3 of 5 for 43 yards total passing. There's a give to Griffin, and you know when Griffin's got the ball because you see guys dividing away as Griffin's going to pick up a solid, we'll call it 4 yards that time.
That's Rocks and Cox defending.
So Griffin, as I said, is on his way to a 100-yard rushing night tonight.
Gain of 4. Correction, 3. 2nd and 7 from the 48.
Once again, the normal lineup as we see Houston in, two running backs and a wing back. As there's a pitch out to Griffin. Griffin this time picks up the first down and dives forward for a gain of about 4 more. So Griffin getting it done.
That's rough on the tackle.
Giving credit a gain of about 8 that time, so it's going to be first down and 10 to go.
Ball's on the 41-yard line, first and 10
now they
for
got to
Houston.
switch. So Houston is starting to get the momentum going good here, able to keep the ball on the ground as you see Coach Funk sending in the play. As I said, Tyrell Harrell 3 of 5 passing for 43 yards. He's done a pretty good job tonight rushing wise, as he had 42 at the break. And I don't know what's going on here. Had a little music interruption there, I guess you could say. I couldn't tell you what song that was. Either way it goes, they even missed who carried the ball that time. Jeff, did you happen to see who carried the ball? Yeah, I was totally distracted. Scared me to death.
Ball is on the 35-yard line.
Be honest with you, as loud as that thing is right there, that scared me to death. I didn't know what was going on. 2nd down and 4 to go. As we pick up a 6, that's going to be Tyrell Harrell on the keeper. He's got the first down. He's broke a tackle. He's moving. There he goes as he's picked up. We'll give him credit for a pickup of about, we'll call it even 10 yards.
Shumpert defending.
We'll give credit for Tyrell Harrell.
Ball is on the 22-yard line.
64 yards rushing. This is
first and 10 for Houston.
Roughly guesstimating, I guess you could say here. So I'm trying to keep these stats as best we can. As I said, I just missed a 6-yard gain a while ago, so could be up to 70 yards. So once again, Houston moving the ball down the field. There's a give to Griffin. Griffin just cuts up the middle. I'll tell you what, I love to have a running back like this. Any kind of football coach, a guy like that, as soon as he touches the ball, he's guaranteed positive yardage.
That's Sherrod Dilworth
defending. Even if he gets hit in the backfield, as I'll give him credit that time for a gain of about 5 on the play. As I said, Griffin's got great lower body
ball
powers.
Ball is up to the 18-yard line.
Keep his feet moving and he really can run over anybody who gets in his way. As you see, here comes Houston checking in the play. And Griffin's only 1 more yard away from a 100-yard night. As there's a give to Antoine Harrell. Antoine Harrell trying to fight, but there's nothing but black shirts around him that time. We'll give him a gain of 2. As I tell you what, this has been the quickest third quarter of action I've ever seen. We're already down to the half-minute mark. That's good, because I'm cold. I'm not going to lie to anybody. That wind coming off the Bigby is chilling it down a good bit. So Houston's got 20 seconds to get off.
Ball is on the 15, 3rd and 3.
3rd down and 3 to go. And here comes, no, it's going to be Tyrell Harrell on the keeper this time. He's trying to slip forward. He's going to be close to it as everybody's pushing him forward. If I say, the official should have blew the whistle about 5 seconds ago. But Tyrell Harrell wouldn't want to go down that time as everybody from Itawamba AHS was all on top of him. We'll give him credit for a gain of 6. That's going to be, well, no, they're going to stop it with 2 seconds left here. It's going to be 1st and goal to go. So Houston can get off one more play. Or no, that's going to be the end
on the 9-yard
of
line.
your third quarter of action.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
So with that, your score is 21-7 here from Fulton, Mississippi. Itawamba AHS over the Houston Hilltoppers. 7. We'll be back after a few words from our sponsors. And we're back to action here. Your score 21-7 if you're just now joining us.
Ball is on the 9-yard line.
Houston on the move, trying to score
1st and
one
goal
more time.
For the Hilltoppers.
Trying to claw their way back in this ball game. They've got 12 minutes to do it. Here trailing already by 2 touchdowns. There's a give to Griffin. Griffin, he hit the line, but he's fighting forward. That right there was a great example of his power as they tried to bring him down.
That was number 45, Christian defending.
We'll give him a gain of 2 on the play, and that puts him over the 100-yard mark, puts him at 1, or correct that, not yet. Griffin
gain of 1 on the play.
Griffin has
2nd and goal from
96 yards rushing on the night, so Right now, Houston's got a lot of yards on the ground. They put up a lot of offense. Antoine Harrell with 91, Griffin with 96, and Tyrell Harrell, that is, with 71 yards rushing and 43 yards passing. To give this time to Antoine Harrell, he's hit the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the officials give here. I believe he got back to the original line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. They're going to say he lost a yard.
That's rough on the stop.
So now Harrell
No
goes
gain
down
on
to
the
90
play.
yards
Loss of
rushing on the
one.
night.
Third and 9.
These are roughly estimated yardage here. I could be way off. I could be close. Who knows? Of course, our fine statistician tonight's over at Vardaman with Ken Johnson. I tell you what, when it comes down to stats, I trust his stats over any paper, television show, or anything. If Ken can do it, he can get it down to the inch if he wanted to. Of course, as I said, he's at Vardaman. That score, we don't know what quarter it was in, but it was 14-0 Smithfield over Vardaman. There was a pass right there, wide open to Griffin, but just simply overthrew him and misled him that time. Opportunity
Pass
missed
is incomplete
by Houston that time, so it's going to be, I believe, 4th down and goal to go here. I'm not for sure. That is the case. 4th down and goal
4th
here
and goal from
for
the 9.
Houston. Just over, we'll call it 10 and a half here to go in the 4th quarter for Houston to try to catch up. 21-7 is your score. The Indians over the Hilltoppers. Terrell Harrell is your quarterback. He's going to be out to pass. He's finally rolling out of the pocket. He's going to drives into the end zone. Tyrell Harrell that time out for, we'll call it 9-yard touchdown scamper.
That's the Hilltoppers in for the touchdown.
So that's a 9-yard touchdown run that time by Tyrell Harrell. So it's been Antoine Harrell and Tyrell Harrell tonight. Antoine putting the first points on the board with a 12-yard scamper. That time 9 yards from Tyrell. Puts Tyrell at the 80-yard rushing total with 43 yards passing. The kick's up. And it's true.
Carter's kick is good.
So with that, your score is now 14-20, or 21-14 rather. Houston trying to get back in this ball game, so they're looking for the defense to answer here on the other end. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this.
Emily Morton
Touchdown after the 9-yard scamper.
Jessica Wallace.
So right now, Houston looking for the defense to make a huge stand here against this potent, I guess you could say, or efficient, rather, Itawamba AHS offense. As you see right here, this is probably going to be the battle of the top 2 teams, or possibly, well, of course, we'll all be playoff teams.
The cheerleaders are coached by Joel Moore.
It's a Lowe's kick this time. If Houston can get on top of it, but that time nobody can get downfield fast enough, as the ball's going to be down around the 25-yard line. So right now, as Houston's wanting to say the Itawamba guy hit him, but I think he was just protecting himself that time, as the Houston defender was really having a hard time putting on the brakes. So good no call that time by the official. Of course, they let some other calls that were a little bit more obvious that could have really made or broke the game that time.
1st and 10 for the Indians.
Let those go also. But either way it goes, you know, as I said, I guess I said each game, that's the reason they're on the field calling the penalties, and I'm up here calling it as I see it. So Houston right now have really got to get behind their defense and come up with a stop here with just under 10 and a half to go, trailing this ball game by 7. Itawamba, as I said, they've had a good, strong showing tonight offensively. As there's a tackle. Nope. See, they're being able to break tackles. Houston not getting the job done tonight. Look like they haven't stopped in the backfield, but they're able to break tackles and keep their feet moving. Shumpert that time, pick up about 7 on the play. Pick up a ball, bring the ball to about the 37. So right now, look for AHS to be happy with just running out as much clock as they can. Of course, as we noticed, Houston also has them, but they have the playing here at ICC, have the luxury of having a play clock, being able to let it run down as much as they can. As it's now to 20 seconds, so it's going to be down. Second down and 4 to go. That's here the Itawamba fans getting behind their players. Houston on the other end also, as they need a huge play on the defense now. As there's a give to the second man through. Stopped in the backfield that time by Houston, and Houston's got to give it a little bit more than Esther's that time. Loss of about 3 on the play.
He loses a couple back to the 30.
They're going to be in a better spot than I thought they should have. The ball should look like it's down about the 29, but either way it goes, ball's on the 30. We'll call it 3rd down and a short 6 to go here for Itawamba. Possession now for Itawamba. Huge defensive play right now. It's got to come out of the Houston Hilltoppers to get this ball back. We've seen Houston do a little bit of everything. A fake punt, go for it on fourth down. And they've gotten things done tonight that let themselves hang around this ball game. They trailed to half. As you see, there was let the ball come loose. We'll see what the officials call here.
That's Tucker on the carry.
They're going to say Tucker was on the carry, but let the ball pop loose. But no, it was not the case. No gain on the play. They're going to give a gain for about a half a yard. So it's going to be 4th down and 5 to go here. Big decision to make here for Itawamba AHS. Because right now at this mark, it's at the 8.5 mark. And if you get off a good punt, right now Houston controls their own destiny here, depending on if they do punt the ball away here for AHS. We see Houston with the fake already tonight. That was successful. There's a snap back. The punt is up and it is away. It's a short punt. Houston should let this one roll. You don't want to let it roll too far. Ball rolls down to the 35-yard line. It's where Houston has to go, but we have 5-yard or a flag on the play rather. I'm hearing myself talking the talk behind me. I'm getting a little confused here. I have to apologize for that. We'll see what the flag is. Call from the officials. Not many flags have been thrown, too, so far tonight on each team. Itawamba AHS has been penalized for 20 yards, and Houston has been penalized for 10. You see there, Itawamba AHS player trying to spy in on the call, see what it is. Holding against Houston is the call, so there's a tough break there for Houston. They had pretty good field position from the 35. But now with 8:15 to go here in the 4th quarter, we've got a pretty good one brewing here. I thought they might tack this one on the end of the kick, but it looks like they're going to mark it off from the. They're going to mark it off from the. So that's going to give Itawamba AHS an automatic first down. It was enough to pick up the first down. It was a 10-yard penalty. So a huge disappointing break that time against the Hilltoppers in favor of the Indians of Itawamba.
Holding penalty on the Hilltoppers.
So what was a lot, now the defense has got to step up once again.
The Indians are 1st and 10 from the 40.
First down and 10 to go here. Houston really shot themselves in the foot that time. So right now the defense has got to step up. There's a give to the second man through, and he's moving a lot of people this time. He wouldn't be brought down. And finally is brought down after a 6-yard gain. So right now, Itawamba AHS.
That's Shumpert on the carry.
As Shumpert did, as I said, well, they're going to pick up about 6.
Gain of 7.
As you look at the Houston band across the way and the Houston crowd. But as I was saying, right now, Itawamba AHS just happy and content to let that clock roll as much as they can. 2nd down and 4 to go here for the Indians. Give it to the second man through, but we have flags on the play.
Flag on the play.
We'll see what the officials sort out here once again. This one should go. False start against the offense. Back them up 5 yards. So as I said, it's been even pretty much tonight on penalties. Houston 3 penalties for 20 yards, and Itawamba 3 penalties for 25 yards.
2nd and 9 for the Indians.
So 2nd down and 9 to go here for the Indians. We'll call it a long 9 for the Indians. Right now, Houston got the break they needed. They got to come up once again big defensively. Itawamba's let Houston hang around this ball game as much as they can. There's a big hit at the line that time by Lyons. Hadn't heard much from him, along with Lyons. In on that tackle was number 50, Davison.
Shumpert on the carry.
He only picked up a yard, so it's 3rd. Well, they gave him credit for a gain of 2. I don't know where he got that from. But no, I believe the guy with the chain back there is about to back up one. That is the case. He's got the ball marked on the 42, but it's actually on the 41-yard line. Well, I guess we'll give him credit for the 42. So it's 3rd down and 8 to go here. Possession down for Itawamba. Huge defensive play right here is what we need out of the Houston Hilltoppers. Guy in motion for Itawamba. It's going to be back to pass. He's got plenty of time. He's going to roll out. He's going deep. He's got a man open, number 32. And there was a breakdown in the secondary that time.
Pass is complete to Shumpert.
Shumpert that time on a big reception. Huge play that time out of Itawamba. If you ever needed a play like that, that was the time you need it. Get you deep down almost inside the 20. Ball's marked on the 20. Well, no, it's inside the 20. Ball's marked on the 16-yard line with 6.5 to go here. Right now, Houston needs to come up with a loose ball or something to get the ball back in their possession, because you can pretty much look at with the score here, making it a two-possession ball game, a score of any shape, form, and fashion. So right now, Houston has got to get that football back without Itawamba putting any more points on the board. Give to the second man through, cut down that time, ball brought out to about the 20-yard line. So a pickup of 1 on the play. Shumpert's been the man tonight for Itawamba. As I said, there's been a lot of yards on the ground.
2nd and 9 from the 15.
Houston's mainly a running team, I guess you could say. Terrell Harrell's been the quarterback. He has 80 yards himself with 43 yards passing. And he had one pass that if he would have taken a little bit off of it, we would have had a tied ball game at 21. Either way it goes, it is now 2nd down and 9 to go here for Itawamba. There's a pitch out that Houston's got to get to him. Finally, good open field tackle that time, taking the wheels out from under him. That's what you got to do.
That's Tucker on the carry.
Brand's coming up limping. Looks like he's favoring his hamstring, but he's coming back onto the ball game. You got to have a player like Chris Brand on the field.
5.
He's a good, quick defender in the secondary. 3rd down, and we'll call 5 to go here for the Indians. The Indians, as I said, content just letting every bit of the clock run down as possible. As we said, with the luxury of the play clock here, it's running down to 20 seconds now. We'll see how low they let it go. We'll probably let it go down to about 2 or 3 seconds. They've been getting the plays off around about 10 seconds each possession. Man in motion, as that it is once again. So end around this time, he was caught in the backfield as he's. I'll tell you what, give a lot of credit to this Itawamba team. You know, looks like Houston's had him stopped in the backfield, but their running backs are really talented.
That's Shumpert on the carry.
I guess you call it quick.
Pushed out of bounds
cut
at about
speed.
the 3.5-yard line.
And he was able to make a good cut that time and a good juke move, able to just spring himself loose so he could cut to the sidelines and run out of bounds about the 3-yard line. So it's 1st down and goal to go here for the Indians. Not much defense, I guess you could say, tonight in this ball game. Both teams able just to move the ball down the field at will, I guess you could say, just picking up yardage after yardage. But both these teams have great running backs on both sides of the football. Give this to the second man through. He got down to about the 2-yard line, maybe the 1, but did not get in the end zone. So Houston fighting, trying to hold off
Shumpert on the carry.
Well, I hate to say it, but the inevitable. As you pretty much figure with the talent that Itawamba has, they're going to put this one in.
Gain of 1.
As we said, both these teams really have not put the ball in the air much. As I guess considered it's a cold night, the receiver's hands are going to be sort of hard and able to get a good feel on the ball.
2. 2nd and goal.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal. Ball is on in between the 1 and the 2-yard line. 1 man in the backfield, 2 wing backs and a receiver. Man in motion. Give his to the man in motion, and they hit him at the line. I don't believe he got in. As that's going to be number 3, Esters on the carry. He went in a little gingerly that time. He thought he might have been able to walk that one in, but Houston hit him at the line. No gain on the play. 3rd down and goal to go. This would be a huge stand right here for Houston if they could hold them off. As I said, it's 3rd down, and we'll call it less than a yard to go, about a half a yard to go here for Itawamba. You hear the chants of defense across the way, all the Hilltopper fans.
3rd and 1.
As we have 3.5 to go here in the ball game. Give to the second man through. He dived in for the touchdown.
That's Shumpert in for the touchdown.
Shumpert goes in from a yard out. Houston had a guy in the backfield, just couldn't make the hit. As I said, the inevitable that time did happen against Houston. And with this much time left on the clock, you can almost wrap this one up in black and gold, I guess you can call the colors. You hate to say it this early in the ball game. It's just less than 3.5 to go here.
In to attempt the extra point.
Itawamba goes up 27-14. The extra point pending. The kick is up, and it's good.
Parents and friends of athletes.
And we're back as you hear the Itawamba band, I guess you could say losing it, as they do each time on kickoffs here at Itawamba. Your score is 28-14. with a minute and a half or 3 minutes and a half to go here in the fourth quarter. There's a low kick. It's going to be picked up by Brand. Brand about the 5-yard line. He's picking up some blockers. Has the middle of the field. Nice spin move. He's still up. He's fighting. He's trying to get down. He needs to go down. And finally does. He's fighting for what he can get. Brings the ball out to the 35-yard line. Return of 30 yards.
Stop.
Houston's got a long way to go, but not a lot of time to get there. 13 minutes and 3 minutes and 13 seconds. Nowhere near 13 minutes to go here in the
Ball's
ball
on the
game.
36-yard line. 1st and 10.
They've got 64 yards to go and 14 points to get there to tie this ball game up. As you take a look at the Itawamba fans right there starting to pile out of this ball game. Sort of a last-minute thing here for me and Jeff to come out to Itawamba. I was intended to go to Calhoun Academy, and Jeff was to be at Vardaman. As you see, Harold's going to roll out to pass. Pass is connected. Oh, it was connected, but out of the hands of number 88. But as I was saying, Jeff was at Houston, but about,
Pass intended
I would
for
say,
Indy,
Jeff, for you about 3 o'clock
incomplete.
today, you would switch to Itawamba, and I was questionable for here or Calhoun, but I pretty much had the idea that I was coming here. But as for Jeff, that's sort of a big switch. From ended up going to Tatertown to Harvard on the Bigby, I guess you could call it. As that wind coming off the Bigby, it's getting cold. But that's football weather. You got to love it. That's part of football, the cold weather. It's just letting you know the fall is finally here after, I guess you could say, a scorching summer. Back to pass one more time is Harold. He's going to line this one out deep to Lyons. Lyons runs under it for the completion. He's ran out of bounds. He was tackled out of bounds. Right there, Lyons, a huge reception. As we're going to give him credit
Pass
for
complete. That's Mills defending.
45-yard reception that time.
Ball is down to the.
So right now, Houston airing it out, and they've got to get a score quick and get the ball back. This is a relentless Itawamba band below us. They've been playing the whole night, I guess you could say. Harold's going to roll out one more time. He's looking deep. Right through the hands of number 32, Jeff Snow. He's already had one reception tonight for 11 yards.
Pass intended for Snow, incomplete.
So
2nd
Harold,
and 10.
4 of 9 on the night, passing for 88 yards. He has 80 yards rushing. That's pretty much, you see Coach Funk over there on the sideline sitting in the play. Houston's in that pass mode. It's just under 3 minutes to go here in the ball game. Got to remind everybody to go by and thank the sponsors. This has been an exciting ball game. Just Houston getting off to a slow start offensively, and really the defense couldn't get the job done when they needed to step up huge. And once again, an incomplete pass intended for number 28, Antoine Harold. He had his hands crossed over that
Pass for
time.
Harold, incomplete.
It's 4 of 9 passing now, or 4 of 10 rather passing for Tyrell Harold. 3rd down and 10 to go.
3rd and 10.
Houston only wasting 5 seconds per play, I guess you could say, with the incomplete passes, so they're not eating up a lot of time. Harold once again to roll around. He's going to try to throw back. Oh, once again, just leading his receiver by 1 step too far. That play
Pass
right there,
intended for Brand, incomplete.
Chris Brand, that had touchdown written all over it. If Tyrell Harold just would have took just an inch off of it that time, as Brand just rolled out in the open that time. He had nobody but the official in the goal line in his way, I guess you could say. Only thing that would have stopped him that time, he would have tripped over the 5. So now it's 4th down and 10 to go here from about the 24-yard line. We'll call it the 23 for Houston. So it's do or die time now for Houston with just 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the ball game. As I said, Houston's had the opportunities. They fumbled once inside the 5, and they've had 2 passes going complete that had touchdown written all over them. Tyrell Harold back to pass. Quick pass out in the open. Cut back. He's not going to be able to pick up the 1st down. That time, Itawamba come up with the stop on defensively.
Pass complete.
And that right there, Jeff, can pretty much wrap this one up for AHS, taking this one home. Ball goes over on downs. That's Houston that time, going the short route. Didn't go for the end zone.
Ball was on the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 for the
Only
Indians.
a gain of 2. As I said, these are rough stats, not really for sure. But after, I believe, unless Houston can come up with a big play here to get the ball back, and Tyrell Harrell's had 80 yards rushing, 5 of 11 passing for 90 yards. So right now, AHS will keep the ball on the ground, keep a hold of it, and basically let this clock run out.
It's Tucker on the carry.
I do believe Houston might have 1 or 2 timeouts left.
Gain of 3 on the play.
Pick up a 4 on the play. It'll be second down and 6 to go here for AHS. We've seen a good ball game tonight, no doubt. Both these teams right here are stout in their division and could cause a lot of havoc, and we might see these two teams meet up again once again in the playoffs, as Houston gave Itawamba everything they wanted and then some. As your score at halftime was 14-0, Itawamba able to put 14 more points on the board, as well as Houston had opportunities for at least 3 more scores, I know, as there's an end around give that time. Houston's been in this ball game. As I said, Griffin fumbled one inside the 5.
28-yard line.
I believe it's going to be Houston calling a timeout. We'll take it with it. We'll be back after this. And we're back to action as we have a minute and a half to go here left in the ball game. 28-14 is your score. As I was saying before we went to the break, you know, Houston's really been in this ball game the whole night. There's no reason that this Houston high school team should hold their heads down tonight. Take away a fumble and 2 incomplete passes. They have this ball game won by 7 right now, and Itawamba be in the catch-up seat. But as I said, Griffin fumbled one tonight inside the 5. Tyrell Harrell overthrew 2 receivers. The last one was intended for Brand, and that one surely had 6 written all over it, along with the other one, I believe, was to Griffin to the end zone, that he just led Griffin and Brand just by 1 step. As there's a give to the last man through, only man through that time, and stacked up at the line and was brought down. And Houston calls a timeout with 1:29 to go here at the ball game. That's going to burn all of Houston's timeouts.
Shumpert on the carry.
We'll keep it here as I'll read you some of our sponsors. Union Planters Bank of Houston. Griffin Motors also of Houston, Pineland Wholesale Furniture in Pineland, Bank Court south of Houston.
4th and 1.
Custom Auto Accessories of Houston, your automobile supply center. And a electrical supply of Houston. Walter and Pat Alsher are your owners. Quick Cash of Houston. Go by and see Rhonda and Vicky there at Quick Cash. I'm going to tell you what, this cold weather's getting to me. I can't get my words out. Bargain Warehouse of Houston. Roland's True Value of Houston, where your True Value paints. You can go by and get some there. Grocer's Pride of Houston. Springer Discount Homes of Woodland. Farm Bureau, Rick Huffman of Houston. 8 Air Carpets, that's East President Street of Tupelo, rather. Tab Insurance Agency of Houston. Be sure and go by and thank all those fine sponsors for tonight's action. You know, I do believe these two teams right here, this would be a great matchup once again in the playoffs. Unfortunately for you Houston fans, 2 incomplete passes and a fumble has really cost you this ball game, but Houston has been all over this one tonight, really, both ways, really. These are 2 incredibly teams that have talented running backs. They have different styles of running. Itawamba, Juke can go around you, and Houston will go right over the top of you. As we said, Antoine Harrell, he has 90 yards rushing. Griffin, 4 yards shy of the 100-yard mark with 96. And Terrell Harrell with 80. These are rough, I guess you can call it guesstimates, or me roughly keeping up with stats tonight. Terrell Harrell had 90 yards passing. So we can see only 1 yard to go, and if they pick up this first down, you can pretty much wrap this one up as being, but I believe Itawamba was just trying to draw Houston off sides, so they'll punt this one away. But this one pretty much is wrapped up in black and gold for AHS. We'll take this timeout with them. We'll be back after this. Barring a run back and an onside kick return, this one should be in AHS's favor. As you have Houston probably going to send anybody try to block this when they have a man going up the middle, but he couldn't get to it. Kick off to the sidelines. It's going to take a favorable bounce for AHS, and it's going to be returned of about 3 yards. by Brand that time. So Houston ball is going to be about the 43-yard line.
The
43
runner's out of
yards,
bounds at the 43-yard line.
or rather
First
58
and
yards
10,
to pay dirt
Hilltoppers.
with only a minute 19 to go. So they got a minute 19 to get the ball down the field, get the ball back, onside kick, and score again to tie this one up. As I said, if all you Houston people are watching at home, this is a good ball game for Houston to have. Even though they did lose this ball game, they can take a lot from this ball game, realizing that they were in this ball game. Just some miscues is what took them out of it. So right now, Houston should take every bit of confidence to take a roll into next week and pick up a win. There's a pass out to Griffin. Griffin on the reception. He's got to get out of bounds. Finally drug out of bounds. We'll call it the 35-yard line.
Pass complete and out of bounds at the 35-yard line. First and 10 for the Hilltoppers.
We'll call that a gain of 28. So that's 118 yards passing tonight for the Hilltoppers, 6 of 12. So 50% passing wise. They've got to get a lot more big connections and a lot less time run off the clock, as the clock should now be rolling. Or no, he got out of bounds, so the clock will stay stopped. Terrell Harrell is still your quarterback. Now 35 yards away from pay dirt. He's going to air this one out. Once again, just led his guy too far.
Pass incomplete.
It is intended for number 13, R.J. Patterson. So just over a minute to go here in the ball game. Houston's got to go big and go big again. Because time most definitely is not on their side. Minute and 3 seconds to go here. 28-14 is your score from ICC as AHS over Houston
Second and 10 from the
Hilltoppers.
35.
Harrell goes over the middle, intended for Lyons, but it's intercepted. And that right there has wrapped up your ball game. He's still got a lot of room to run. Finally, a big hit that time as he is brought down by
That's
Chris
Nails on
Brand.
for the interception.
So now you can wrap this one up for
He
AHS.
runs back to the 48-yard line.
Big return that time. Ball is marked about
First and 10 for the
48.
Indians.
We'll give him a credit of about. We'll give him credit for 33 yards on the interception return that time. 48 seconds to go here. You should see one run play and then one knee, and this one will be over. As for the night, as I said, 90 yards for Antoine Harrell, 96 for Griffin, 80 for Terrell Harrell with 118 yards passing, and there was his only interception on the night. So the story tonight for Houston was 3 miscues and really took them out of this ball game. Either way you go, you got to look at Houston right now. With this momentum they build tonight, you can take a lot from this ball game. As once again, a little bounce out to the outside. Look for these two teams to possibly meet again in the
Esters on the
playoffs.
carry.
As that's going to take it down to the 30-second mark.
He's up to the 42-yard line.
So we have 2 players down here on the field for both Houston and Itawamba. As that's going to be number 50, Deion Davison. He's able to walk off. As that's going to be number 3 right there down for Itawamba was Esters. You know, if you're an Itawamba fan, he's had a lot of yards tonight. You had to take a deep breath that time, hoping that he'd be able to get up with no major injury. Fortunately for both teams, neither player was hurt on the play. 31 seconds to go here left in the ball game. Ball is about the 42-yard line after a gain of about 6 on the play. We'll give him credit for a gain of about, we'll keep it 6. Second down and 4 to go. This right here is pretty much going to wrap up your ball game after this play with 15 seconds to go here as he takes a knee respectfully, and that's going to wind out your ball game here from Itawamba Community College. Itawamba AHS takes this one home 28-14. But I'll tell you what, you Houston fans,
That's
keep your head up here.
Your score,
as I
Itawamba
said,
28.
3 miscues, and this one would have been going
Houston
home
14.
towards Houston. Either way it goes, you see there your final AHS wins over Houston Hilltoppers. Be sure to stay tuned for future action here on TV7 Bruce. For Jeff Edwards, this is Adam Gore from a cold Fulton, Mississippi. Wishing you all a good night, and we'll be back